All right, what is going on, everyone, and welcome to another simple video that a lot of people don't actually know how to get a tent. And there's obviously the pay to win version, which is the permanent one, and then there's a free version. Well, not free, but like you don't pay real money for it. And what I wanted to show you is how to go about getting the free one so you don't spend like $50. It's very convenient just because when you're out grinding, obviously people buy like tent buffs is what people call it. And I'll show you like the benefits of having one. So being out in the middle of like a grind spot away from a town, being able to repair by Villa Scrolls and being able to use those is very important. And the shop, obviously buying the item drop rate and being able to sell like gold bars and everything, always nice. I guess potions in an emergency is always good, but there's always better ways to do that, especially if you have the infinite potions. You never have to worry about these again. And if you have maids, which they give a lot of just by playing the game, you should just keep them in your storage and get them from there because it costs more to buy it from the tent. So anyway, how does it work? First of all, you're going to see these 4 pieces right here. I have the paid version, but I'm going to show you how to get it yourself. So first of all, assuming you are a new player, you're going to want to go to the start of camping quest. I have it done already, obviously, but what you're going to want to do is do the 3 quick quest line things. And basically it's just gathering various materials like timbers and rough stone. So very easy. You can probably do it in about like 10 minutes, maybe less. The hardest part is getting to the area and transporting yourself from point A to B. So like all the materials required are within the area. So you go to like Bear for quest 1 and then give them the materials. Very easy, or you probably have it just by playing the game. And then you talk to them or Jensen and give him like a 1 mil gold bar. And then he gives you like a 7-day tent. But then you're wondering, okay, so what do I do after the 7 days? That's what we're going to show you. So keep in mind, there are they're going to give you the tent, which is permanent. It allows you to use it. And then there's 3 pieces for it. So a container, an anvil, and the shop itself. So 2 of the 3 items you can just purchase, and it's very easy. And what you're going to want to do is go to any Old Moon manager in every town. I'll just show you in Heidel because I'm here. So the Old Moon manager is right here, right? And 2 of the items you can buy just straight up. And you can just buy them for 14 mil, 2.5, and you're going to need some of these other items. So another thing is I don't think you can really buy them off the market just because like there's a lot of orders and you make them yourself for the most part. But these are the 3 items that you need just in case for some reason on your server there are any available. But low key though, like you see how many orders on there to save what a little bit of time. There are people that don't actually know that you can just buy it at like the contract. Like you see all these orders for 14, bro, you just buy it from the shop right here. And then the same with the container. And then you're gonna need some items. So for the 3rd one, I'll show you on screen now. So these are the materials you're gonna need to make it yourself. And so what you're gonna want to do for the 3rd piece is collect those materials. So polished stones are just processed rough stone. Steel bars are basically made from steel, which is like iron and coal. So you can just make those yourself. It's very easy. I guess I don't think you saw it. Hold on. So iron and coal, you have these materials and you just process them for steel. Very easy to get, or just buy it off the market. Vanadium crystals is actually something I talked about in my node video. I have a node going on right here. I don't personally use it for the tent, but I have it for other stuff. So vanadium ore, if you want that, you could mine it yourself or just get it off the node and then you can process it on your own time. get it yourself, I'd recommend just buying it off the market. I think there's actually a lot of them. Yeah, so it's not expensive at all. I'd recommend just buying it, but if you have the node, you can get some. I personally have it for other reasons, to make Monos tools and stuff. So pure mithril crystals, that's actually very difficult to get, mithril in general. But obviously you can always make it other ways, like option 2 on the screen. So with that said, the Old Moon Corrosive, as we saw in town, and a Golden Pearl. So I'd recommend getting those instead, because mithril is very hard to get. So you get the Old Moon Corrosive from there, and there you could buy the pearl. I think this. Okay, so you could get the pearl. I don't really think it's hard to get. It's just gonna take some time. But if you want to know how to get it, there are some quests in the ocean or down here in Achilles' Eye. You could just self-gather it. It's not really worth it. Or if you go to Vel, you get kind of a lot just by just wait till like Sundays, people sell them, and then you'll get a lot of extra pearls if you need them. So anyway, with that said, then you go to Teref, and then you go to this one 2-2 right here, right? And the Old Moon Workshop, you're able to basically just make them yourself. They're both the same, and yeah, that's how you make the third piece. So what I wanted to talk about was like why you should get it. So originally, if you don't have the tent, what you do to get villa buffs is you would have to go out in the desert, and then you see these villas every, like, it looks like this on the map. So you basically go out in the middle of nowhere, pay 10 million in gold bars, and then it gives you like a 7-day villa scroll. And then you have to buy the villa buffs from the villa, which is what we had to do back in the day before the tent even existed. So I think it's very important to do it now, just because being able to buy a villa scroll, which these effects are exactly the same, from your tent anywhere is very, like, it saves so much time. However, I do believe that is required with the allow you to buy villa scrolls with the campsite without having an invitation. Then you need to have the Secret Book of Old Moon, which is kind of annoying, but I've always said that I think if you were to buy one or the other of like the Blessing of Kamasil like thingy or the Old Moon Book, I do believe the Old Moon Book is a lot more important, because you can change add-ons and presets in town freely, buy villa scrolls, and just have all the extra XP. So that's just my opinion. If you had to pick one of those two, I would always pick the Old Moon Book. So then once you have the 3 items, right? So we're talking about the container, the anvil, and the shop. Just go buy those. And then you place it. These are all item slots, right? So you just place them here. Then you have all 4 of them. You can, as long as you have the tent, which you get from the quest, and that's permanent, I don't think you need all of them. It's just if you have all of them, all these options become available to you. So I think it's important to, for the most part, I don't think you really need the storage. It's just kind of nice to have. I don't think I've ever used it. Being able to repair when you're grinding long sessions is important. The shop, being able to buy like item drop rate, very important. And having the ability with the Old Moon Book to buy villa scrolls definitely helps you grind. A lot of people ask me, is it worth using a villa scroll when you're grinding? And ultimately it depends where you're grinding at, but if it's like a decent spot after seasonals, like if you're grinding anywhere above like a 190 AP zone, it's probably worth using. So yeah, that's the whole thing. I do believe that a tent is one of the more valuable things. If you were going to spend money on this game, getting a permanent tent is very important, just because it's one less thing you have to worry about over time. However, just showing you the option to be able to get the tent and make it yourself. So just make sure to do this quest. It's very quick. You do 3 simple quests, and then hopefully you guys actually learned something, because when you look at it, it's kind of funny, and people actually have orders on all, like this one, and and you buy it for the exact same price from an NPC. So these 134 orders is like, just buy it from the NPC, dude. And the only thing I would say is a little bit tricky is the anvil, because you have to kind of make that one yourself. And like these two. But do you need the storage? If you need it to use it, I think, well, obviously buy it. But once again, make sure to just get this stuff from the vendor and buy the materials you need to make it yourself. And hopefully that helped you out. A lot of these items are pretty unique and have a very specific use. So if you stumble upon them and you're wondering what they do, let's just go over that real quick. Growth reagents. I don't think I've actually used that too much. But this one is to make pen boss gears from Jutina quest. This one is for the pen accessory from Jutina. Heavy duty is mass processing, Imperial delivery. This Old Moon sensor mold is for tier 10 horse attempts. Unstable fuel is for tagging. Obviously, these 4 things over here are for the tent, I believe. And this one is mass processing elixirs. And this one is turning drafts into, or like making drafts. So, yeah, that's what they all do. Hopefully you enjoyed this quick video. If you did, drop a quick like. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. I will see you tomorrow. Have a fantastic day.